Got the machete. You're the one that's going to jail. Dude, this guy. Yo, jump in! I'm jumping!
I hear something.
Some places don't wait for you to get lost. They start closing in the moment you arrive. In one abandoned resort, a man with a machete chased an explorer through dark hallways. In another case, a boy vanished just 100 yards from camp without leaving a trace. So when the wilderness goes quiet, is it warning you to leave or hiding what already happened? Mount Fuji is among Japan's most famous landmarks. At its base sits Aokigahara, a thick forest with a long, dark, and painful history connected to suicide. Discovering human remains there is not unusual for people who travel its trails. In July 2017, a YouTuber behind the channel Burbex went into the forest alone.
This is just the beginning of the forest. Let's keep moving, see if we can get a bit deeper. I'm only a few meters away from the road right now, but I've already found an abandoned bike. Let's take a look at it. I don't think it's been here a long time. What do we got in here? There's a packet for a knife. Maybe somebody's going out into the woods to slash their wrists. See, there's lots of little caves under the forest floor. And a saucepan. I think I've just found some kind of note in a bag. It says 1211. I think this is somebody's name just here. I'm not sure what this means. Maybe I should take that to the forester station later.
And found something deeply disturbing. After exiting the forest, Burbex contacted the police and told them what he had discovered. Investigators later verified that the items were connected to a person who had taken their own life there. Aokigahara has had discoveries like this before, and local officials have introduced measures meant to help reduce them, but cases still occur today. If you or someone you know is struggling talking to someone, can truly matter and make a difference. What do you think should be done to help stop tragedies like this from happening? In July 2022, urban explorer Mo Sargi was in the Dominican Republic when he chose to record himself moving through the abandoned Sandcastle Resort, a site already known for dangerous squatters and criminal activity. Mo was entirely alone with nothing but a camera and a flashlight.
I don't know what to expect. I had some weird things happen here the last time, and to be honest, I'm feeling kind of scared.
As he went farther inside the structure, the mood changed fast.
I hear a cat meowing. There's bats everywhere. Hello? I'm hearing some weird cat noises up in this place. I feel like I'm being followed.
Unusual noises began carrying through the empty corridors around him. He began hearing strange, uneven sounds that did not match any ordinary animal. Curious, he headed toward them, not realizing someone hidden in the darkness was already watching him.
Kinda gotta be careful here, because there are... What the fuck is that? Oh, what is that? Hello? Oh, what the f... I don't mean any trouble, bro. He's got a machete. Hey, I don't mean any trouble, man.
Then, from just outside the structure, a man shouted in a language Mo could not understand. Mo thought he might be homeless and continued forward, remaining careful. But the man did not remain outside.
Okay, oh, he's coming. Yo, man, I don't mean you any harm, bro. Oh, no. Please, yo, dude, why do you... Yo, dude, chill.
Oh, you got the machete. You're the one that's going to jail. Dude, this guy's on crack.
The man then came into the building. He seemed to be holding a machete. Mo instantly realized how dangerous the moment had become. The resort's tight hallways and vacant rooms created endless places to hide for both men. His only escape route was the stairwell, and that was exactly where the danger might be coming from.
He's looking for me. Bro, I don't mean any. Yo, dude, chill. Dude, chill. Okay, I'm keeping my lights off.
Mo shut off his flashlight and stayed quiet, hoping the darkness would help him lose the man. It failed. Within moments, he was seen again. What came next was a chase through the building, sharp turns, blocked paths, and at least one near swing from the machete.
Yo! No, chill! Oh, he's on crack! Oh, my light! Oh, what the f? Where do I go? Oh, no. Dude! Chill! Yo, chill, man! Oh, bro, I'm filming a video! Hey, calm down! Oh, shit, he's fast. I'm hiding in this corner.
Mo ducked away and managed to create distance, pressing himself into a dark corner to wait. But the man had not stopped.
Shit, there he is. Shit. Come on, man. He's pissed. He's pissed. Guys, I can't run anymore. I don't know where he is.
Mo no longer knew where he was, which made everything even riskier. Every hallway, every door frame could become a possible place for an ambush. His car was the only escape, but getting there meant moving through the same area where the man might be waiting. He ran for it anyway.
Okay, so here we go. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go. Whoa! What the f? Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my keys. Okay. I'm out of here.
After one final close encounter, Mo reached his vehicle and quickly drove off. Once the footage was uploaded, viewers began noticing details Mo had not fully understood during the incident. Many said the man was speaking Spanish, seemingly claiming the building was his home, and asking what Mo was doing there. Some viewers translated what they believed were direct threats, including one involving the machete and Mo's legs. Based on the man's actions and aggression, several people suspected he may have been under the influence of something at the time. It is difficult to know for certain what that man's intentions were, or whether everything in the video happened exactly the way it appeared. Abandoned locations can draw all kinds of people, and not all of them welcome visitors. Do you think Mo was truly in danger? Or could there be another explanation for what happened? The creator behind the YouTube channel. The Canhams Outdoors is an outdoor enthusiast who often camps by himself. Most of his outings happen without anything unusual, but sometimes something unexpected meets him in the wild. And that is exactly what occurred during this outing uploaded on May 18th, 2025.
Saying that, I just saw someone. Oh no, it's all them rams. I thought it was Labrador. Them rams would come back over there. Just where that sun is. Must be their little spot for the night. Right, I think it's better time to put that hammock up, I think. Stuff it. If someone sees me, they see me, don't they? I'll just
just move on then.
He found a suitable place to make camp and got settled. The first part of the evening stayed calm and quiet, but after night arrived, the atmosphere changed. Something about the area stopped feeling comfortable and began feeling wrong.
I can hear something. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a badger or something snooping about. Really strange. I don't know what it is. I'm not liking the feeling of this place. Really spooky. Right guys, I've just finished all that bread. Wow, it's delicious. Just made myself a nice hot chocolate. Keep hearing things. When I walked in here, I could hear a woman sort of talking in the bushes. And I sort of looked round and couldn't see no one. It's really weird. I just heard a big commotion right over there, probably 20 metres away. Don't know what it was. Just don't feel right.
He started hearing noises he could not recognize. He searched around but could not locate where they were coming from. At one moment, he believed he heard a woman's voice coming from somewhere in nearby bushes. He checked the area. No one was there. A short time later, a loud disturbance erupted somewhere near his camp. He had no way to explain it. The sense that something or someone was close by would not leave. It kept growing. He tried to dismiss it but could not. Eventually, that feeling became too strong to ignore. He gathered his gear and left. Noises in the dark, a voice without a visible person, a sudden disturbance, none of it was ever explained. Sometimes the urge to leave a place is the only warning you receive. What do you think was out there that night? A hunter was reviewing trail camera footage captured in a forest when something strange appeared among the trees. An unusual figure moved into frame. The darkness made it difficult to see clearly, but whatever it was did not seem ordinary. Some think it may have been a known animal seen from an odd angle, with light reflecting from its eyes. Others say it does not look like anything recognizable. Trail cameras record many things that later have simple explanations, but not every frame follows that rule. What do you think appeared in that footage? On October 8, 1976, a 16-year-old student named Teresa Trinity Lynn Gibson vanished during a school field trip in Great Smoky Mountains National Park. She had been hiking with about 40 classmates returning from a trail toward the parking lot. At some point, she moved a little ahead of everyone else. Witnesses later said she seemed eager to get back, but when the other students arrived at the bus, Teresa was missing. The search started almost right away. Dozens of searchers, including trained dogs, spent days combing through the mountains. Her scent was detected along nearby trails, even pointing toward a road, and then it disappeared. There were no clear signs showing what happened. Some believe she may have become lost in the wilderness. Others think she might have crossed paths with someone on the trail. Decades later, neither possibility has ever been proven. Cases like this leave an opening that is difficult to close, especially when the trail ends so near a road, and no answer has ever followed. What do you think happened to Teresa that day? TikTok user Eongan and a friend were investigating an abandoned nursing home when they chose to film the interior for a video. After looking back through the footage, they realized something unusual had been recorded, something neither of them noticed while they were inside. They returned with another friend to search for an explanation. What they experienced during that second visit left all three of them clearly shaken.
Crazy?
Whether another person was inside, possibly a squatter or something entirely different, no one could say for sure. Some abandoned places do draw trespassers, and that by itself can explain many things. But everyone's reaction suggested this felt like more than that. What do you think was inside with them A Reddit user was walking alone with their dogs near a historic trail south of Athens, Georgia, beside the Oconee River. They intended to take a picture but accidentally captured a brief video clip instead. When they watched the footage later, they noticed something they had missed at the time, an odd sound that could be heard briefly in the recording before it ended. The source was never found, leaving the user uneasy about what they had unknowingly recorded. Sounds picked up by a microphone but missed in person do not always have an obvious explanation. What do you think made that noise on the trail? Reddit user. Cheap category 4. 357 was investigating a remote, difficult-to-access section of the Uinta Mountains. He often looks for strange places he spots on maps, and this location was especially isolated, roughly a 15-minute drive from any major road, then a 5 to 10-minute walk beyond a locked gate. While traveling away from the trail, he found something that was not easy to explain. Beneath a tree was a scattered group of about 20 school backpacks mixed with clothing jackets, socks, and underwear. Bottles of aspirin and other unknown pills were lying on the ground. In surrounding spots, there were signs that some items had been burned. Everything was spread out across the area as though it had been intentionally abandoned, not simply misplaced. Most of the backpacks were empty, holding only a few papers and bits of debris. The spot was too far from any stores to reach by foot, and almost impossible to drive into without serious off-road ability. It did not resemble a normal campsite. After posting the discovery, the user reached out to authorities and was told the area is known as a migrant crossing route. Others pointed out that the labeled medication, a type of aspirin often seen in Mexican packaging, could suggest a link to people moving through. Scenes like this create more questions than answers, especially when the location makes ordinary explanations hard to fit. What do you think was really happening out there? A man was walking farther into the woods when something ahead made him stop. He noticed a strange figure with an unusually shaped head looking down as though it was focused on something on the ground. Then it rose upright. Its full size became clear, a tall, bent-over body that did not look like any known animal. The man remained motionless. After several seconds, the figure turned away and continued moving. Whether it never saw him or simply decided to ignore him was not clear. Tall, hunched shapes glimpsed inside thick forest are difficult to identify in any situation, but this one's outline stood out enough to make the man stop and go no farther. What do you think he saw out there? Late at night, several friends drove through a densely wooded area without any clear destination. They were only passing through. That changed when something emerged from between the trees.
The
figure stepped directly into their path. It was big, covered in thick, tangled dark fur, and stood in a posture that matched nothing they recognized. Something about the entire sight felt completely wrong. The driver backed up and got away quickly. No one stayed to get a better look. Some people suggested it was a bear, with mange, uneven fur, can make an animal look almost impossible to identify. But the man recording did not agree. He believed whatever came out of those trees was something else entirely. Not everyone who saw the footage accepted the bear explanation. What do you think it was? A group of Boy Scouts were camped in the forest when odd sounds began carrying from a nearby field late at night. At first, they thought it was only an animal moving around. Then they grabbed a camera. They began sweeping the area to see what was out there. That was when they spotted it, two bright, reflective eyes looking back from the darkness. Something was crouched low in the tall grass, perfectly still, watching them. Reflective eyes at night could belong to many different animals, but the way it stayed in place and continued staring is harder to explain. What do you think was crouching in that field? During a hiking trip in western Wyoming, 13-year-old Garrett Hunter got separated from his group while traveling through a remote mountain region. The group was completing a multi-day 50-mile hike in the Wind River Range near Pinedale rough and unforgiving country. Garrett was last seen around mid-morning as the group kept moving along the trail. When he failed to return, a major search effort began. Dozens of rescuers, volunteers, and K-9 teams moved across the mountain terrain. Conditions were difficult. Worry increased with every hour that passed. Garrett had a few basic supplies, a sleeping bag, food, and a water filter. He spent nearly 2 days alone in the wilderness. Then, early Monday morning, searchers located him alive and in surprisingly good shape. He remained with rescuers until it was safe to bring him out. Even after that, exactly how he became separated in the first place was never fully explained. He had basic supplies and the right mindset to stay put. Both likely helped this end safely. But how does a young boy simply disappear from a group mid-trail without anyone noticing? A field researcher called Walla Walla Bigfoot on Reddit shared a witness clip filmed in August 2024 near Jubilee Lake in Oregon's Blue Mountains. The person who captured the footage described hearing strange sounds coming from that area. They also mentioned that several other people had reported similar encounters in the same general region around that period. Commenters suggested mountain lions, bobcats, and other wildlife from the area. Recorded animal calls were compared directly with the video. Nothing matched. What do you think was producing that sound near Jubilee Lake? On August 20th, 2004, 12-year-old Garrett Bardsley was camping with his father and troop in Utah's Uinta Mountains near Cubrant Lake. The group had spent the morning fishing. Then Garrett walked away and never returned. Garrett's shoes and socks had become wet, so he started back toward camp to change them. It was a short distance, roughly 100 yards. His father came back soon after expecting Garrett to be there, but Garrett was missing and nobody at camp had seen him arrive. What came next became one of the biggest searches ever carried out in that region. Hundreds of volunteers, search and rescue crews, helicopters and tracking dogs moved through the rough terrain for days. Nothing was found. Investigators believed the most likely answer was disorientation, that Garrett had wandered into the thick wilderness and been overtaken by it. The Uinta Mountains are isolated and harsh. Steep ground, heavy forest, hidden drop-offs, and wildlife such as black bears and mountain lions can make searches extremely difficult. But the total lack of evidence, especially so near the campsite, left many people uneasy. Garrett was never located. His disappearance is still unsolved. 100 yards from camp with almost no trace left behind, no footprints. Nothing at all is the detail that makes a simple disorientation theory hard to accept. What do you think happened to Garrett? A Reddit user named Wiretap Chocolate was exploring far inside Eno River State Park in North Carolina when they discovered something carved into a dead tree. Seen up close, it was not easy to ignore. The carving showed a female figure alongside a strange spiral design. It might have been personal artwork with no deeper meaning, but that combination made some people look twice. Similar patterns have appeared before, in symbolic and ritual contexts. Carvings like this appear in remote places more often than most people realize, and the purpose behind them is rarely obvious. What do you think someone was trying to leave behind on that tree? A group of hikers were moving through a cave when they saw something that made them freeze. They began filming. The video showed a massive, spider-like creature. One possible explanation was a large crab, maybe a coconut crab. But not everyone accepted that answer. some noticed differences in the leg shape and the way it moved. Before anyone could verify what it was, it crawled away from view. Coconut crabs can grow to startling sizes, but the movement and leg structure in the clip did not convince everyone. What do you think was inside that cave? A Reddit user named Milad Hussein was walking through a wooded area in Virginia when he moved slightly away from the main trail to look for a campsite. Instead, he discovered something carved into a tree stump. The markings appeared intentional. He shared them on Reddit to ask whether anyone could identify them. Commenters suggested they were hobo symbols, a coded system once used by traveling workers in the early 1900s to leave messages for others along their routes. Signs could mean safe place danger nearby or food available. Some people identified the specific marks. The one on the left, shaped like a tic-tac-toe board, meant unsafe. The one on the right, 2 arrows forming a circle, meant get out fast. Both were found just off a quiet forest trail. Hobo symbols are well documented, and those two carry some of the stronger warnings in the system. What do you think someone was trying to say on that trail? Paranormal Discovery is a YouTube channel where the Lomar camps at haunted sites and investigates cryptids throughout Canada. One specific area of Crown Land in Nova Scotia, a place he calls the Deadlands, had already affected him deeply. During an earlier trip, something entered his campsite while he was sleeping and cut the tent poles clean through. He had chosen not to go back there. Then he dreamed of a figure standing in front of him, repeating the same 2 words until he woke up. Sweating, go back. On March the 28th, 2026, he packed his equipment and drove back there anyway. While passing through a part of the property he had never checked before, he found 2 large trees knocked to the ground.
Whoa. Bro, what the? Dude, what happened here? Okay, this could be natural, but I don't know. It looks pretty old, so it could have just tipped over. That's a hefty tree to just push over. Something did push that over. Kia, what's out here? You good? Here's another one over here. Look at this. Okay. Tree split. Looks like it was either pushed over or just the wind kind of pushed that down, but that is intense, dude. What the hell was that? I heard some sort of howling.
Something powerful and heavy had moved through that section and brought both of them down completely. He went back to camp as darkness settled in. That was when the strange noise began.
I hear something. What is that? I'm not gonna go too far because Kia's alone over there, but what is that? Hello? What are you? Right there, right there. What the fuck? I'm getting sketched out now. I hear it faintly, like down there. What the f... You okay, baby? You heard that? You heard that, right? What the hell, Key?
He was outside the tent when he heard it for the first time, something moving along the tree line, following a wide intentional route around the campsite. It was not simply crossing the area, it was circling. The sound would come nearer, then retreat, then approach again. His dog noticed it right away. She froze and became completely still beside him. Whatever was moving beyond the camp did not leave. It continued making the same slow circle through the darkness until he moved back inside the tent. The trees had been forced down, not knocked over by wind. The circling began after dark and did not end by itself. It only stopped once he went inside. His dog sensed it before he did. Something out there knew where he was standing alone. So, do you think it stayed outside after he zipped that tent closed for the night? STK's Adventure is a YouTube channel centered on outdoor pursuits such as kayaking, fishing, hiking, and camping. On January 28, 2015, STK and another person made camp together in an isolated outdoor setting. They had a fire burning, were speaking casually, and seemed fully comfortable with the place around them. Then the noises began. From somewhere far off, they heard a sound, something caught between a bark and a howl.
That sounds like packing.
Sounds like barking, doesn't it?
Yeah. Alright, a fire will keep them away. My dog's gone.
It was not easy to identify at first, but it was clear enough that both of them noticed and paused what they were doing. The noises became sharper as the minutes went by. It was not one animal.
Yeah.
It was a group of coyotes. The way the calls overlapped, answering one another back and forth, made that obvious. Then the sound started changing position, coming nearer and moving toward the direction of the camp.
Huh?
That's a pack of coyotes.
So let's just keep this fire flame up. See, they're getting closer.
They remained close to the fire and stayed quiet. The purpose was simple: avoid drawing attention, avoid provoking whatever waited outside the reach of the light. The pack never entered the campsite, but the low calls and movement sounds remained along the dark boundary for a while before gradually backing away and disappearing. The immediate threat, whether it had ever truly existed or not, seemed to fade. But neither of them completely settled down there again. Coyotes do not normally move that close to an active fire. The fact that the pack stayed along the edge and did not leave immediately suggests they were comfortable being that nearby. Whether curiosity pulled them in or something else did, no one can know for sure. So what do you think kept them circling instead of leaving? Steve Pike is a woodland photographer and outdoor creator based in the UK, known for filming forest walks, landscape photography, and the feel of thick woodland as it happens. On September 12, 2020, he posted footage from a solo walk through one of the older parts of Shield Forest, United Kingdom, passing through pine and birch woodland while searching for photographic compositions. At first, the setting felt open and familiar. It did not remain that way. Near the beginning of the walk, everything seemed manageable. Forest noise stayed steady, visibility remained clear, and the trip had no goal beyond taking photographs. As he moved farther in, the woodland tightened around him. The trees became denser, the paths harder to follow, and the overall mood of the area started to change. Then,
Just got down to that crossroads and it started to rain. So I looked over my shoulder and I saw a trail I've never seen before. I saw a squiggly old oak down here as well. So, I think I've got a spider. That looks a bit spooky down there. Let's go have a look then. Oh, very dark. I wonder why that's so enclosed.
Then the birds went silent, every one of them at the same time. The forest shifted from constant background sound to almost total quiet. That change happened instantly and was difficult to dismiss. The natural pattern of the place had followed him the entire walk, and then it suddenly disappeared.
It's moving around up there. I'm pretty sure there's something moving around in there. The wind's coming from behind me, so if it's deer, they'll smell me.
He headed toward the tree line for a closer look. On the ground and among the lower branches, he found signs of recent disturbance, snapped sticks, shifted soil, and spots suggesting something had passed through not long earlier. He wondered if deer could explain it, but nothing appeared, and nothing confirmed that idea.
Oh, wow. I didn't want to start lit. It's headed right deep into the... It's like a cross between silver birch and pine. So after I see a deer, I'm like, that's me done. Stick a fork in me, you know. This is their territory. I mean, you can see how broken the sticks get. Something's rubbed up against that stick. And then there's a lot of broken ground here. You can see how it's been compressed.
He decided not to continue. Instead, he turned back, returned to his original route, and carried on with the photography. Nothing was ever seen directly, but the deeper he went, the harder the area became to read, and his choice to back away made that clear. The silence came first, then the disturbed ground in that sequence. Animals do not usually leave both signs at once without a reason. He never saw what caused it, and that is exactly why it stays with you. So, what do you think was moving through those trees just before he arrived? That's it for tonight. Which moment creep? Drop it in the comments. Have your own story. Share it with us, and stay tuned. The next one is even darker.